Hi, and welcome to Section 3, Publishing for the Web. In the last section, we built a fully functional Minesweeper game. In this section, we will cover how to build, host, and share the game as a WebGL build. In this section, we're going to take a look at the general settings and steps for building games, the specific steps for building games for the WebGL platform, how to host WebGL games, and then how to share your WebGL games. Now we move on to the first video of this section that provides a general overview for building games. In this video, we're going to take a look at the build settings, how to add and remove scenes from the build, how to switch the platform you wish to build for, downloading extra platforms, setting the general player settings, and setting custom icons and splash screens. When you are ready to build your game, you need to access your build settings by selecting File, Build Settings. We've been here a few times before while setting up our ability to reload our scenes. This is where we will tell Unity what platform we want to build on and which scenes we want to build. If we don't want to make any changes, we can simply select Build or Build and Run. Build will create the files needed for the specific platform, and Build and Run will create those files, but also open them once they are done compiling. In the future, if you haven't changed your build settings, you don't have to go to this window. You can just go to File, Build, and Run. Every scene you want in your final game build must be in this list. Remember, you can add scenes to this list by dragging and dropping them in, or by using the Add Open Scene button. The order that the scenes appear in this list isn't important except for the one listed as Scene 0. The one listed as Scene 0 is the one that will load first. The others are all accessed in the order in which you have specified by your scene navigation code. If you have a scene that you don't want in your build, you can delete it by selecting it and pressing Delete. Since our Minesweeper game is done, I want to go through the process of building it out. I don't want the concentration scene in this list. You want to make sure you don't include any scenes that are not reachable by navigation in your list, because they will increase your build size, and you want to minimize the build size as much as possible. To switch which platform you want to build to, all you have to do is select the platform and hit Switch Platforms. Then just wait a while. It will show you the platform you're building for at the top of Unity. Unity used to come preloaded with all of the platforms by default. However, now when you install Unity, you can select the platforms you want installed. If you didn't install the specific platform that you want, you can just select the Open Download page to install the desired platform. That will download the platform for you, and then you just have to install it for it to show up in Unity. From this window, you can also access the player settings. These are the various settings for each of the platforms you have installed. Many of the settings are universal and transfer across platforms, but some are specific to each platform. You can also override some of the settings for individual platforms. If, for example, you want to have a different icon for the Android version of your game than an iOS version of your game. You can also get to this window from Edit Project Settings Player. Here you can set the company name, product or game name, and the icon for the game. You can also change the cursor here if you wanted. I'm going to change the company name to my name and the product name to Minesweeper. Before I can change the icon, I need to bring in some art. You should have two image files for this video. Drag both of them into the Sprite Minesweeper folder. Now assign the Minesweeper icon to the default icon. Notice when you select the various platforms, you can see the icon has pre-filled in each of the platforms at various resolutions. You can also override these and change them for each platform if you wanted to. From here, you can also edit and preview the splash screen. By default, the splash screen is the Made with Unity logo with dark text on a light background. Press preview and you can watch it play. You can also change it to light on dark and see what that looks like. You can change the animation. Static would have no animation. Custom allows you to change the logo and background zoom. Let's put it back to Dolly and darken light. Select the plus sign on the logos list and add the logo to the list. You'll see Draw Mode is set to Unity logo below. Preview it and see how it looks. You can change the background color. Let's change it to white. You could use a background image if you'd like. Now let's change it to sequential so the two logos will show in sequence. You can change the order by rearranging them in this list. It's important to note that you can't delete the Made with Unity logo in the Personal Edition of Unity. You can also set the game's resolution here in the player settings. Remember, we built this with an expectation of it running at 1024 by 768. So set the resolution in the PC, Mac, and Linux standalone player. You can't set resolution in iOS or Android because those are predetermined by the screen size of the device. You can set it in the WebGL build, however. I don't want the player to change the resolution on my PC Mac Linux standalone build, so I'm going to change a few settings. 1024 by 768 is a 4:3 aspect ratio, so I'll disable all the other aspect ratios. I'm also going to turn off the ability to go full screen mode, and I'm going to disable the resolution dialog so the player isn't given an option when loading the game. Okay, let's build it. I need to select a place to save the build files. I made a folder on my desktop called PC Build that I want to save all the files in. I've named it Minesweeper. Press Build and wait. I'm speeding up my video a lot, so don't worry if your build takes a lot longer than mine does. If I go to the folder that I saved my build data in, you will see the application file with the icon we saved. Click on it and see it play with the splash screen. Play it a little bit and you'll see everything seems to be working. In this video, we looked at an overview of building games in Unity.